Hi, my name's Anthony Mascara. Um, I'm the gentleman you guys see running around Denver in military gear. Um, I have a reason on why I'm doing that, but I want to address Denver as a whole on why I'm doing this. So, the reason I'm doing this, I just have notes here and then my Bible as well. Um, just to keep me on track because my brain will go 1,000 miles an hour. Um, I guess you guys would want to know why I'm doing this. So that's me over here. I'm doing this because a few months ago, my oldest daughter um, was outside with her friend and her boyfriend, and it was late at night, right? But they were just up the road. Um, a gentleman with three other people in a white SUV hopped out to chase after her, and they just never saw that her boyfriend or her friend was just up the road. And once he seen them, they turned and went the other way. She came and told me that, and it's I have been mulling things in my heart um, about what to do. I have I've been waiting the last few months. I have been um, in a like not like a bad spot, but like not so good spot with my walk with the Lord for the last couple of years. And recently I've been asking and praying, um, and He's been answering. And so, in response to Him answering the prayers that I would like, um, I'm going to start doing things in His name. Um, so, with that said, I walk around Denver, one in my military gear because I have nowhere else to go to train and get myself ready. Um, at least just in the physical putting all of the gear on and walking and rucking and stuff like that. Um, I also do it up the main street. I don't do this as an audit because I think those people are retarded. That asks for trouble that's unnecessary. Uh, I do this as a as basically a stopgap for what that gentleman tried to do with my daughter. Um, the police, the good police, are a they come after the fact. You're responsible for the preventative side of things. Um, so with that, give me a second here. We're gonna read first out of First Peter 5:8. Some of you are going to be sitting there being like, well, we know exactly what that is. But this will be for the ones that don't. This is First Peter 5:6-8. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time He may exalt you, casting all your anxieties on Him, because He cares for you. Be sober minded, be watchful. Your adversary, the devil, walks around as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. He's coming for our children. You can see on the news that absolutely no one, and I mean absolutely no one, was held accountable for the Epstein files. It's very apparent that that's going to be up to me and you, for the safety of our children, that we are vigilant. These people walk among us, and you never know exactly who they are. Um, that's the preventative side that I would like to take. So when they see like-minded individuals like myself, the one of the most famous child molesters in the United States, when asked, "Who did you know to go for?" they looked at the father. Men are to be the shield. We're never the sword. The Lord is the sword, and He gave us the perfect weapon for it. Um, you are going to be the one who's in charge of whether or not you're taking enough actions to prevent the absolute atrocities that go on. And I'm not going to just allow this evil to just walk around and not see that there are shields everywhere. Um, Even if it's just me. For the ones on Facebook, the ones commenting and stuff like that, for those of you who hate what I'm doing or what I stand for, I need you to understand something very clearly here. I love you. And I mean that. And in that, I love your children too. And I would do anything I can, be it that I would have to pay it with my life in order that you and your children are safe. Because the children are our future, and we've been throwing them away. Let me get to my next little notepad bulletin thing here. I want to bring back our youth and bring them back on track. We have biblical instruction to do so, and that comes in, well, not there, but let me get to it. Ooh. All right, here we go. We're going to be in Proverbs 22. It's going to be Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way that he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. It's very important, especially for our young boys, that masculinity, in the way it's perceived on TV and in the news, even in schools, is they portray it as if it's toxic, as if it's bad to be a man, if it's bad to have aggression, that it's bad to be aggressive. No, it's not. We were built for those things, but we were given specific instruction in how we are to aim it. My goal is to help young men, older men, and young boys on how they are to harness the aggression, because when you harness that aggression and you train them in the way that it should go, that masculinity no longer is toxic, but it's violence under control. It is the absolute violence that's necessary under submission to Christ. And I plan and I hope, Denver, that you would allow me to help you or your children to aim it. And that's at heaven. God called us to take our aggression, our anger, our sadness, our depression, and to aim it at heaven. Give me a second, we're going back. My plans for this video and future ones are going to be to show you the progression throughout my life so that you could see that um, I'm not fake, or that I'm trying to hide something, because I'm not. I'm not proud of a lot of the things I've done or said, because I'm an edgy guy. I say the N-word, call people retarded where it's necessary. I use those things more so not in the sense of what would be racism or anything like that, but edgy humor to the stupidness that is going on, or that to to make fun of the cultures that are unfortunately made um in a way that you could, haha, that's, yeah, he's right. Like, let's take for instance the black community. If you go to lower income areas, I asked someone one time, do you think it's a black people problem or a culture problem? And she looked at me and said, it's a culture problem. Correct. That's why it's necessary for young boys with nothing to do and no one to aim, to teach them to aim that aggression, that they're stabbing each other, beating the shit out of each other. They are taking their bikes, popping a wheelie, and going at cars and dipping over. Um, and then the ones that are associating themselves with gangs. And I could tell you with firsthand, there's the reason, a lot of the times, the reason why young men decide to join groups like that, it's not because they're looking to gang, or they're looking to do dumb stuff. They're looking for a group that will accept them. And here is my hand to them, or to anyone. I don't want you joining gangs. I don't want you doing those things. I want to teach you in the way that you should go. I want to teach you how to harness those feelings and those emotions, and how you control them. That the gear that I wear, those aren't weapons. They're not a sword. My AR, it's not a sword. It's a tool and a shield for those who cannot defend themselves. I want to teach men that we are the shield in which evil has to get through to get to you. Um, One second, and we'll couple more points here. I want to end the video with this in mind. I apologize, it's not going to be the most articulate way this has ever been put, but I'm going to use a siege as an illustration, not only that what is going on with us, but also the importance of what I'm trying to accomplish. I am a fan. When I say fan, I like knowing and that it's recorded. This is history. These are things you can find out. The Siege of Malta. The Siege of Malta came because the Ottoman Empire was looking and seeking to destroy all of Christendom. And in order to do that, there was this little blip on the map right below, just south of Rome and the heart of Europe. The Islamic Muslim state looked to control the world, which they're actively trying to do now. You can see that. And in 1565, they showed up with 40,000 men to an island populated with less than about 10,000 people. And importantly, at the time when they showed up, which they had time to prepare, Jean de Vallard, a 70-year-old war veteran, prepared the island for what was to come, which was conquest. The island had 500 to 800 trained from boyhood Catholic warrior monks trained in the art of warfare. There's a video that I'll link somewhere in the video for you guys to go watch. A very good and be it emotional, you can tell it's build emotion, an emotional video on this. But I think it's important. I'll stress this now. It comes from a Catholic perspective. I'm not Catholic. I come from a Protestant background. So I'm not going to argue the doctrinal issues here. I want to strive on what is, I believe, to be more important, especially for my point, is that these men trained from boyhood to kill. Not just to kill anyone, but they were trained to defend. This stemmed from 700 years of Islamic oppression, and it was, the island of Malta was inhabited by the Knights Hospitaller, the Knights of St. John, and about 2,500 peasants. I want to focus on the idea of the peasants and militia, because without them, the island would have been impossible to defend. Because of those 500 to 800 knights and the 2,500 peasants militia, they were able to hold and fend off 40,000 Ottomans within a 4 to 6 month period, in which then the Spanish and Italian army finally showed up. I focus on that because it's if you were to do the odds of their survival, they faced annihilation. And yet, with facing down certain death, they stood, not because they thought they could win, but of conviction. That conviction came because they gave their life to Christ. And giving your life to Christ means that this body cannot be destroyed. They cannot destroy your life. They can't take it from you. And they understood that because they were taught to aim their masculinity at heaven. And that's what I would like to do. I'm for those on the Facebook posts, I'm sorry that if it feels threatening to you, but I encourage you to seek scripture of what it means to be a man. I'll leave that for you to find because I believe that everything's silver plattered. No one had to work for. So I want you to dig in. Thank you, and God bless you, Denver.